Check this out. This is the default ColorOS Launcher on my Oppo Find X9 Pro, and with just a few simple tweaks, we can transform it completely and make it look like this. Want to know how I did it? Well, let's find out. Now, before we dive in, let's quickly discuss the assets that we're going to need. And by the way, I actually didn't come up with the design of the home screen setup myself. I found it via my home screen setup app called Palette, which I will link down below. This particular home screen was submitted by regular contributor Raghav Khurana, and if you search for the setup name Frosted Sun, then it should show up. And this setup details page gives you easy access to all the assets required to recreate the setup. So we'll tap more to scroll down and see all of our assets here, and we can obviously ignore this first Nova Launcher one because we're going to be creating this setup using the stock ColorOS Launcher, but then we could just run through all of the other assets, opening them up on the Play Store one by one and installing them as need be. Now, I will warn you, the icon pack and the widget pack both cost about $1, so just keep that in mind. But the beauty of this is that you don't need to recreate this setup at all. And in fact, if you tap this filter icon via the homepage within Palette, you can actually filter the setups to see only those that use unpaid assets. And then you can just use the methods I'm about to show you to recreate whichever setup that you like completely for free. But back to the Frosted Sun setup, the wallpaper is free to download via the Backdrops app, and you can find it if you search for the wallpaper name Scarlet Soul. So we'll go ahead and tap to save that, and there we go. We can now come home and start setting things up. Now, the first thing that we've got to do is clear everything from our home screen. And unfortunately, ColorOS seems to be one of the more cumbersome launchers when it comes to this particular feature, because yes, whilst you can select up to 24 apps and remove them in one go, that's all that you can select. So if you have several pages of apps, then you've got to keep selecting them in batches of 24. And annoyingly, you can't remove folders in one go either. You have to open them up and select the apps inside manually as well, and then remove them just like we have to do with our regular home screen icons. So I'd love it if Oppo would add a feature that would let us tap this bottom app page indicator here to then completely remove app screens in one go altogether, similar to how it works on iOS. But until then, we've got to do it manually. Then once your home screen apps are removed, we've also obviously got to remove our widgets as well, like so. Then when we get out of editing mode, we've also got to remove any dock apps one by one manually as well by long pressing each of them, then tapping remove, then remove again. And you just repeat that process until all of your apps are gone. And once finished, we've finally got a completely blank home screen that we can start tinkering with. From there, let's long press our home screen and tap on layout. Then I'm going to select this 5 columns option. Then I'm also going to enable this hide icon names toggle too. I'll hit apply, then long press again, then tap on home screen settings. Then I'm going to tap on home screen and disable this add new apps to home screen toggle. Then we're going to swipe into our quick settings panel and tap the settings cog. Then I'm going to tap home screen, lock screen, and style. And I've been absolutely obsessed with this particular lock screen theme over the past few months. So if you want to use the same one on your phone, you just need to tap on all Flux themes, then scroll all the way down to this section called the Contrarian, then just tap any of these demo options here, and there we go. From here, I'll tap on wallpaper, then choose from album, then I'll tap on albums, then recent, then tap on that recently downloaded wallpaper, then hit the tick icon. And there we go, that wallpaper gets loaded in, and we've even got a lovely depth effect to go with too. So with that done, I'll hit apply, then come home, and that's it for the basic home screen configuration. Now we can go ahead and add our date and weather widget. So I'll long press, then tap on widgets, then I'm going to search for the KWGT app, and once it loads, I'll just tap this one at the top, then I'll tap again to add it. Once that gets added to my home screen, I'll resize it in a bit just like so, then I'll tap, then long press to drag it down and into the middle like so. Then I'm going to tap it to open up KWGT. And if we reopen the Palette app real quick, you can see the widget name under the extra details section here, which is B006. So I'm going to search for that in the KWGT app. And once the correct one shows up, I'll go ahead and select it to load it in. And it looks pretty great as is, but there are a few tweaks that we need to make to ensure that it works perfectly in this particular setup. So I'll start by coming over to the layer tab, and I'm going to scale this right on up to about 100, give or take. Then I'll come over to the globals tab, tap this top white text here and change this to black. I'll hit apply. Then while I'm here, I'm going to tap the plus button up here, give this the title C1, hit OK, then change this to a gray color like so and hit apply. And that obviously hasn't changed anything yet, but we'll come back to that in just a moment. I'll then come over to the touch tab and tap here, then tap where it says custom action and change this to launch app. Then I'll tap this blank space here, then scroll down and select my weather app of choice, which is gradient weather. Real quick, I'm actually gonna come to the main tab here, then open this overlap group, then come over to the layer tab and increase the scale ever so slightly to 110. Then I'm gonna come over to the position tab and increase the Y offset until the entire thing fits within this space. So I've got mine set to 54. And because of this extra padding on the left here, I'll actually need to tweak the X offset as well to about 15, but you may need to do a little trial and error to make sure that this is perfect on your particular phone of choice. The last thing left to do is to come back to the items tab here, then I'm gonna tap this second stack group here, then the rectangle shape, then come over to the paint tab, tap the checkbox next to the color here, then tap the globe icon up here, then tap the color code and change this to the new global color that we just set up, C1. Then I'll come back, tap on the day text layer at the bottom here, then come over to the paint tab and repeat those same steps, tap the color checkbox, tap the globe, then change this to C1. Then I'll come back twice, then open up the bottom stack group, then do the same thing to both of these text layers as well. So come over to the paint tab, tap the checkbox, then the globe, then change this to C1, then come back, tap the bottom text, then the paint tab, the checkbox, tap the globe, and once again, change this to C1. And I've just noticed that the 8 is still getting slightly cut off at the top there, but instead of moving the entire layer down, I'm just gonna come back twice, then open just the 8 layer here, then come over to the position tab and increase the top padding to 20. And with all of that complete, I can now hit save, come back home, and boom, our date and weather widget is fully set up. And I can go ahead and tap that to open up my weather app of choice, and it animates to and from beautifully. All right, from there, it's time to set up our icons. Now, the ColorOS Launcher does support the use of third-party icons, which is great, and we are gonna make use of that feature for our app drawer icons. So to do so, we'll long press, then tap wallpapers and style, then we'll swipe over and tap on icons. And from here, we just need to select that newly downloaded icon pack, Taco Deluxe. Then I'm also gonna decrease the size all the way down like so. Then I'll tap, then hit apply, wait for that to load, and boom, our app drawer icons are now all themed beautifully. Now, unfortunately, we can't make use of this feature for our home screen icons because they were set up in a really compact 4x2 configuration, which is not possible using the stock ColorOS Launcher on its own. So to get this set up, we're gonna have to use another KWGT widget. To do so, I'm gonna long press, then tap widgets, then search for KWGT, then tap the top option, then tap on add. Then once that's on my home screen, I'll resize it both horizontally and vertically so that it looks like this. Then I'll tap, then I'll long press and drag it down to just underneath my other widget and then release. Now I can tap that blank widget to jump back into KWGT. From here, we actually want to tap on create, which will give us a completely blank canvas to build our icon layout. So from here, we first need to tap the plus icon, then we want to tap on stack group, then we'll tap the checkbox here, then the pencil icon and rename this to top icons like so, which will help keep things organized for later on. I'll hit OK, then I'll go ahead and open up that top icons stack group, then tap the plus icon again, then we'll tap on image, then we'll tap to open that image layer, then tap on pick image. Then we want to tap the 3-dot icon here, then on browse, then we'll tap the hamburger icon up here. Then you'll notice that if we scroll down, we have all of our various icon packs that are installed on our phone. And if I come down all the way, there's the Taco Deluxe icon pack, and I can simply tap that and that'll open up the icon pack where I can search for and then pick my first icon of choice. You can obviously search for whatever icon that you like, but I'm gonna go ahead and search Studio for the YouTube Studio app, and there it is. So I'll tap that to select it, and there we go, it's been loaded into our widget. While we're here, I'm gonna scale the width down to 50 like so, then I'm gonna tap on touch, then tap the plus icon, then tap where it says none, then none again, then change this to launch app. I'll tap the blank space, then I'm gonna scroll all the way down until I get to the YouTube Studio app. And once I do, I'll tap it to select it. And there we go, our first icon is now complete, and now we just need to repeat that process for all of our remaining apps. So we'll come back twice, and before we move on, I'm gonna tap the checkbox here, then tap the edit icon to rename it, and I'll give this the appropriate name, YT Studio. And again, there are gonna be lots of layers once all is said and done, so this just helps to keep things organized. I'll tap OK, then I'll tap the plus icon, then tap on image and select that newly created image layer, then tap on pick image, then tap the three-dot icon, then tap on browse. I'll again tap to open up the hamburger menu, then I'll scroll down to the Taco Deluxe icon pack, open it up, then search for my next icon of choice, which is gonna be the Twitter app, and select the icon that shows. I'll scale it down again to 50, then come over to the touch tab, tap the plus icon, then tap none, then none again, then tap launch app, then select the blank space, then scroll all the way down and select the X app, and there we go. Then we'll come back twice, then tap the checkbox, then the pencil icon, and again, rename this accordingly. Once done, I'll hit OK, and as I said, you just need to repeat that exact same process for your remaining top row icons, which I'm not gonna make you watch, so through the power of editing, there we go. And you'll notice that a couple of our icons have actually been hidden out of view. So to fix this, we just need to come over to the Layer tab, then change this stacking mode here from vertical left to horizontal center. Then I'm gonna swipe over to the Position tab, and I'm just gonna tweak the Y offset to -20. And there we go, our top row of icons is complete. And now we need to create our bottom row of icons. So I'll come back once, then tap the plus icon, and again, create another stack group. Then I'll tap the checkbox, then the pencil icon, and rename this to bottom icons, like so. Then I'll hit OK. Then I'll open that bottom icon stack group, and now we need to repeat the same process as before, but for our bottom row of icons. And again, I'm not gonna make you watch me do that because you already know how to do it now. And so once again, through the power of editing, there we go. Again, just make sure to come over to the Layer tab and change the stacking mode from vertical left to horizontal center. And the last thing to do is to come over to the Position tab and change the Y offset to +25. Then I'm gonna come back one more time, then come over to the Layer tab. I'm just gonna increase the scale here to 150. And there we go. I can now save that, come back home, and there is our completed home screen setup. And I mean, not only does it look fantastic, but check this out, it also functions beautifully with lovely app opening and closing animations to go with. And yes, these touch targets are fairly small, I'll admit, but you can always further increase the size of any of these widgets as you like, and that's the beauty of using widgets. Everything is customizable. The only thing that we're missing out on with this setup in its current state are notification dots. But believe it or not, you can actually recreate notification dots too if you like, which I actually do on my own personal home screen setup. As a real quick demo, we just want to reopen our icons widget. Then I'm going to tap the plus icon and this time create an overlap group. I'll open that overlap group, then tap the plus icon, then I'll tap on component. And you might be wondering why I'm creating all of this stuff within components and stack groups and overlap groups and so forth. And yes, it is way more cumbersome setting it up the first time this way, but after years of having all of the various elements of my home screen setup living in the root section of the KWGT widget, I just got so over having to go through the tireless process of manually selecting every single element one by one just to tweak the position ever so slightly when needed. So just recently, I decided to remake it again using the technique that I'm showing in this video, and it has been a game changer. Yes, it is slightly longer during this first setup process, but after that, it makes life so much easier. All right, from here, I'm gonna tap on create, and now I can open up that component layer, then tap the plus icon again, and this time tap on shape. I'll tap to open that shape, then tap where it says square and change this to circle. Then I'm gonna set the width here to 10. And once that's done, I'm gonna come over to the paint tab and change the color to a sort of faded green color, kind of like this. I'll hit apply, then I'm gonna come over to the position tab and set the left padding to about 85, just like this. Then the top padding to about 15. And I'm just trying to set it so that it emulates where the system notification dots appear relative to app icons, which is about here for the Spotify app. With the dot in place, I'm now gonna come back, open up the layer tab and tap the visibility checkbox here, then tap the formula icon up here. Then I'll tap where it says always, and I'll go ahead and paste in a formula that I've also placed in the description, which basically just detects if there's any notifications from the Spotify app in particular living in the notification panel. And if there are, it'll set the text to always, which will show the notification dot. And if not, it'll set the text to remove, which will hide it. And if you're setting this up for a different app, then you just need to update the package name in this formula to the app of your choosing. And if you're not sure how to find the package name for your app of choice, just Google the app name followed by package name Android, and it should show up. But back in KWGT, if I now hit the tick icon, then tap to save, then come home, then open up Spotify and start playing a song, and again, come back home, as you can see, our brand new little notification dot has appeared. Then if I swipe into my recents, then swipe Spotify away to quit it, as you can see, that little notification dot becomes hidden once more. Now we just need to repeat that process for any other apps that we want notification dots for. So I'll come back into my overlap group again. And before we move on, I'm again just gonna tap this checkbox here, then tap the pencil icon and rename this to Spotify. Then I'll tap OK. Then I'll tap the checkbox again, and this time I'll select copy, and then immediately I'll paste it in. I'll go ahead and tap the checkbox on that duplicated layer, then tap the pencil icon and rename it to Chrome, and again, hit OK. Then I'll tap to open up that Chrome component. Then just to see what I'm doing, I'm gonna come over to the layer tab, then tap the checkbox here, then the formula icon to temporarily disable it. Then I'll come back to the items tab, open up the shape layer, then I'll come over to the paint tab and change this to a muted orange color this time, like maybe this one works, but then I'll hit apply. Then I'll come over to the position tab and I'll keep the top padding the same, but decrease the left padding all the way. Then I'll set the right padding so that it lines up with my Chrome icon, like so. Then I'll come back once, then open up the layer tab, tap this visibility checkbox, then tap the formula icon to re-enable it. Then I'll tap here and just delete the Spotify package name so that I can type in the Chrome package name instead, which is com.android.chrome. And once that's correctly typed in, I'll tap the tick icon and come back, and now you just need to repeat that same process for all of your remaining notification dots, which I'm not gonna do for now, but again, feel free to add as many or as few as you like. But with that, I'm just gonna save it one more time, then come back home, and there is our completed home screen setup. And like I said, you don't have to recreate this setup at all. You can use the exact same techniques to create a setup like this, or maybe one like this, or even one like this, but at least you have the tools and knowledge at your disposal now, and really, the sky's the limit. Aside from that, if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, then a sub would be hugely appreciated. But that's it. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you later.